Alright guys, this is by far the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. Honestly, as a father with 5 children, I couldn't believe when I saw and I watched the story of the Turpin family and their 13 kids. And I was honestly shocked to my core to see that there is parents out there that actually treat their kids like this with no dignity. They're not even human. They're treating them worse than you treat animals. You don't even treat animals like this. And I was just honestly so taken back by this. Here's their story, and you can decide for yourself. Alright, so David and Louise Turpin's 13 children grew up in an environment so tightly controlled and abusive that when the media discovered what these kids had to endure to survive, they dubbed California home House of Horrors. The seemingly hyperbolic moniker was unfortunately rather fitting, as the Turpin children were so confined that the neighbors rarely saw them outside and noted how pale they were on the rare occasions that they did. David and Louise Turpin isolated their children from the world and locked them inside their home for years. For a few of the 13 Turpin children, this lasted decades. Some of the children were so removed from the world that they didn't know what medicine or police were when they finally were released from their confinement. Guys, this is horrific. It is honestly horrific. Now, after one of their daughters made contact with police and asked them to please help her siblings, they arrived at the residence of the Turpins. So when police officers entered the Turpin family home, they found the children so malnourished that they couldn't even tell that one of the victims was actually a 29-year-old woman when they saved her. She was the eldest of the Turpin kids, but was so underfed and unwell that her muscle growth has stagnated and she clocked in at a mere 82 pounds. Feces adorned the carpets as the Turpin's parents didn't always allow their kids to go to the bathroom. The Turpin children had even been chained or tied to their beds rather frequently. Between only being fed once a day and being granted one shower per year, it seemed inevitable that one of the Turpin children would make a run for it. In January 2018, David and Louise Turpin's 17-year-old daughter finally did. She jumped out of a window and called 911 and pleaded for officers to save her siblings. They will wake up at night and they will start crying, and they wanted me to call somebody, she told them. This is what this young teenager told police. Even when I read through this, guys, I just get chills throughout my body. I cannot understand, my mind can't process how someone can do this to someone else. I mean, this is their own children, guys. Their own blood. I mean, how in the world, what goes through someone's head if they do something like this? And I can promise you, there is other individuals out there doing exactly the same. They are tormenting, torturing, and molesting their children, and nobody knows about it because it's behind closed doors. So if you know of someone, or maybe someone in your neighborhood, that you feel that something is not right, speak out. Luckily they were rescued, but it was definitely the devil at work. Luckily God had the hand over them and they were saved. Till next time, guys.